Hi guys, as you can see from my surroundings, I'm in Serbia again. Jet lag is really kicking my butt. In the last 48 hours, I don't think I have a total of 8 hours of sleep. So I may appear a little tired, but I'm excited to show you how my collection is doing here. Before I show you my collection, I just wanted to share with you what environment they were in, better say temperatures and humidity levels. This year, Serbia, like a lot of Europe, had really hot summer with a lot of days in 90s and hundreds, and they had no rain. It was so bad that a lot of farmers have massive losses, and it was actually really sad when I was coming, looking at the fields that of corn, for example, that never grew because they don't have irrigation and watering systems on most of the fields here. So those were the conditions the succulents were outside in. Super low humidity, a lot of heat, and some of my succulents did amazing. Some did okay, and some struggled. The group that did really amazing is the group that doesn't do well for me in Michigan, and you're gonna see how they grew this year here during the summertime. I was in awe actually how big they were. So I haven't actually touched anything because I arrived less than 24 hours ago, and I had no chance to clean up the plants or clean up the balcony terrace, or or do any repotting and surgeries and propagation. So I'm just going to show you as it is how it looks when I arrive. And then over the next day or so, I may do a few propagation projects, surgeries if needed, repotting if needed, and then I'm going to just include them in this video that's going to provide an update on my collection in Serbia. So let's take a look. So I'm going to show you first how the plants that were inside are doing. Bear paw is kind of dusty. I don't know if you can see a little bit of spider webs. Needs a little bit of dusting and cleaning, but overall I think it's doing okay. This one I think has started a little bit stretching, not too bad. There is some white spots. These are aphids and mealybugs. It will need spraying, so I'm gonna give a shower to all of these plants, and I'm gonna spare some of them with alcohol. This one, guys, look, really firm. I'm shaking the pot. It's rooted. I'm so happy about that. I know a lot of you has been stressed when I cut it like I did, and it bloomed. Actually bloomed more than one bloom already while I was gone, and it's preparing to bloom again. So yeah, so many of you told me that it's normal to have some brown on the bottom. I don't have it right now, but I'm sure I'm gonna get it eventually. This one I propagated, and it's looking crazy again. It's so leggy. So I'm going to have to take care of it. And I also think that the root is really shallow, or it fell out of the pot. I would like it to stand like this, and it's just looking really weird. I'll have to do something about that. This one, I don't know what to say. It looked really cute when it had blooms. Now it looks rather plain. It looks healthy. I'm not really enjoying how it looks here with other plants. These are the cuttings that I took, and most of them have rooted, guys, as you can see. My Chrysula Jade's necklace is doing good. There is few that haven't rooted, like this one here. They started, but they were not in a contact with soil, I think. So anyway, I might just clean it up a little bit. This does not look that great. It looks like it's stretched. It also lost quite a bit of leaves. I don't know if mom was overwatering or underwatering, but I have a feeling it was overwatered. And because there's a lot of soft leaves, and then possibly even a rot down under because it has roots growing here. And I think it's going to need a surgery, and it looks like it's stretched a little bit, like it was lacking light. The baby next to it looks really good, and it's quite big already. So I don't even know if I need this much of the same one. We'll see. I'm so glad I took 2 cuttings of this mammillaria with me to US, because it pretty much disappeared. My mom killed this one. And this one on its last leg doesn't even have a root. It's completely rotten, if you can see, shallow. So I don't think I'm going to have to throw away this. Basically, it's really, you can see, hollow. So she overwatered that one. This one, I think she also overwatered, and I couldn't intervene and take the cuttings. So a lot of it started drying up because of the root rot. There is some that are still healthy. I'm going to have to separate this really small, maybe 1/4 of this plant, healthy cuttings, and put them and make a small pot of that one. This cactus is looking really good. Euphorbia, one of the name Richie. This was actually 1-inch plug that I got 4 months ago. So look at the growth, guys, in the 4-month period. It's looking really good. But these are plants that really love water and sun and actively grow during the summertime. So my mom generally does really, really well with plants that can be watered a lot. So she's, yeah, because she likes to water them. This one's doing good. This one's looking really leggy again. And actually, because it was kept in the corner, didn't get enough light. So some of them, in my opinion, got a little stretched and skinny. They're not terrible, but I think this will have to be fixed for the winter. Here we go outside. It's really noisy. So hopefully you're going to hear me well. I do have microphone. Probably the most exciting thing, guys, to show you is how big my Stapelius and Huernias are. Look at this. I mean, it's crazy. I feel like they doubled in length. Look how big they are. This one does not look great. Looks like it was underwatered, really skinny, has some dried ones. This is a echeveria that has struggled. Has such a beautiful reddish tones during the year, but it doesn't look good. It's more green than a red, and it had infestation. You see the damage on the leaves, guys. This is gonna need a lot of work. Looking really good. This is Stapelia Orbea variegata. My mom killed the Crassula merchandi, one of the two plants, right away when I bought it. And this other one doesn't look that awesome. Do you remember this one, guys? This was that Squarnia that, you know, it was so dehydrated. I hydrated it for 24 hours. And look at how big it is. It actually, I think it's more than double in size. And it bloomed. Here's some blooms preparing again. They all bloomed. This one bloomed a lot, and it's preparing to bloom again, my mom said. And look at this one. I think that this one looks amazing. Look at that, guys. It grew so much. Agaves did really well, as you can see. This one has mealybugs here and there. Needs a good spraying from dust. This one looks amazing. Grew really well. Look at my ghost plant. I mean, with the heat and everything, did just great. This one got burned a bit. I think it struggled a little bit. My mom is not a fan of these two plants. She would like me to take them somewhere. I'm not ready to part from this one just yet, so we'll see. She also doesn't like this one. I think it's kind of cool. Unique looking. And here is my moon glow. You can see some burn, but overall, compact look, looking really good, guys. Really, really good. Sansevierias did really well. They're looking awesome. Anyway, I'll start cleaning up some of them, so we will see how this goes. My plan is to clean well all the terrace here and each of the pots. So I'm going to start with these two. It's clear to me that this one will need a bigger pot, especially since I'm not going to be back for 10 months or 9 months. So I'm going to maybe switch the pots of these two. This one, I have to just take healthy cuttings because I think that there is a lot of rot And yeah, I'm gonna reuse the soil. I don't see any pests. I think it's fine, just very, very wet. I don't think it worked for this crassula, but it's gonna work for this monodanium for sure. Look, roots are already here. Just gonna need to add some. Yeah, it's gonna look great. I'm gonna remove a few leaves here. Now let's see what's going on here. The same thing happened to Jade's necklace or baby necklace. You know, when I was here last spring, I had to do surgery. Checking, is this mealybugs here? No. So what I'm doing is they actually started, plants fight for their survival. They start to grow little white roots above the rotten part. So its plant is trying to propagate itself, disconnect itself from a dead root system and growing a new root system. So I'm just going to help it by chopping off the the rotten parts. So there is few that don't look rotten, or they didn't. Let's see. This does look black, so I don't want to risk. I think I'm going to just cut it and treat it as a cutting. Some that are super dehydrated, I don't know if I'm going to bother by them. I'm going to look for the ones that are not completely dehydrated. But as you can see here, they all attempted. You see the little white roots? They have all attempted to save themselves. I just wasn't here to do the surgery fast enough. So this is what you can do, guys, when the rot happens and you see that your plant is not pulling the water in. It's time for surgery. It happens. You know, I'm not going to complain. My mom does overall good job. It's hard to have a collection that you don't visit more than twice a year and sometimes once a year. So shouldn't be ungrateful because she's taking care of it the best she can. This is all quite dehydrated. We will see if I'm going to save any of this. These are the less dehydrated. So I have a soil here behind me. Just going to place it in a dry soil. All right. Now I'm placing the cuttings and some that have roots that haven't rotted. All right, so this is how it looks, the new pot. And that one's gonna just need to be cleaned around. And then this one needs a little bit more soil added on the edges. And it's gonna be all done. You don't have leaves when it's underwatered. You do have the leaves when it's watered well. I almost don't like how many leaves it looks. I actually really like to have this stem exposed. So I might actually remove some leaves. Just a little bit. And have that more of a bonsai look. Yeah, better. I think there is a lot of them here. Much better. All right, so these two are done. Next two things I want to, well, actually three things that I have here that I'm going to deal with. I first want to cut this one. I don't like how it looks. I'm going to cut where the white roots are starting. Okay, and there. So we're gonna try to root this while I'm still here. This baby is a bit stretched, so I'm gonna propagate that as well. Shorten the stem. To get the better look, because it's really not good looking. The stem, baby stem, was quite long, so I think it's gonna look nice. It looks healthy. It just, yeah. Anyway, so that's gonna go in a dry soil. This I would like to stay straight, and these two big ones I'm gonna chop off. Actually, I think I can just swirl and nicely remove it. They're cool. I really like the look of these, like a little corns. And then there is another really long one. So just gonna see why is this coming out. I can add a little bit of soil here, that it can keep it in place. There's a lot of new growth. Even here on the bottom there is another baby coming. So I like when it looks straight like that. So just washing the pot, and that's good too. And now we come to this big one, big guy. I do love the top here. This top is so nice and healthy. I'm gonna take that cutting. You have to stop the sap. And yeah, I think that one's gonna look really nice. This one as well. I just have to cut this one. Otherwise it's gonna be leaning and it's not gonna look good. And then also here inside are my Schefflera and Syngonium, and I just wanted to show you guys how much this one has grown. I'm going to show you, I'm going to post the picture before from 4 months ago when I chopped it up, because it was just all over the place. And look at how it bounced back. It's so beautiful. Really loves being here. It did have a little bit of mealybugs, and I gave it a shower. That's the only thing that I did as soon as I came. I just sprayed it with water and tied it here because it was too long. So there's a little thread here holding it to the window handle. And the Schefflera looks really happy. My mom has taken a good care of it. It looks very full, has a really nice shape. So yeah. This one here is so huge. I don't know that this is Fred Ives. Maybe it is, but it looks different than mine at home. It does have a little bit of mealybugs here, but overall really healthy. The only problem is that it's pretty gangly and big. I think I have to finally propagate this one and chop it off. And most likely keep only one, maybe two. I think I'm going to keep actually this one that had a little bit of a mealybug infestation. I really like the shape of that one actually. And yeah, this would probably put up some growth, but I don't have a space for that. So this is going to go to thresh. Here is the new soil, an empty pot. This soil that I purchased for succulents, it's just quite dense actually. Really weird. I'm gonna try to place 2 of these together because this third rosette is not that big. So yeah, and then this one is gonna go somewhere. We don't know yet. There it is. I moved these here because as they have sufficient light, but as the winter comes, these are the ones that don't require as much sunlight. So I thought that this corner would be okay. You know, cacti go to dormancy. Here are the cuttings that I'm saving from that interesting cactus that was a little bit leggy looking. So now it looks nice. I took cuttings of Euphorbia baiaensis. This will have to go, in my opinion. I don't think I'm going to keep both. This has to go. I'm quite bored with this. I think it's completely healthy, but I think it's going to go. And then I have a bunch of cuttings here. I still need to clean this up. I have some really nice agavoides cuttings and Fredives cutting. It's healthy, so I have accomplished quite a lot. As you can see, everything is nice and organized. I'm gonna do close up. I repotted this one. Else can tend to have a big root system, so that one was not happy in the small pot. Here's my ghost plant. I elevated these few plants on the pots. This one was washed and sprayed. I actually was thinking I'm recording that process, but I didn't press the button. Yeah, so these are here. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one. I like it. I think it's kind of cool looking, but my mom really hates it. This is what's left that's not gonna stay in my collection. This one and this one and this one and this one, they're gonna go. If you are interested in any of these and you're in living close to Pačka Palanka or you're in Novi Sad, let me know and I can meet you and get you one of these plants or more than one. So there is few little ones to treat. I just wanted to show you what's going on here. This is actually beyond repair. This is rot. This is completely rotten stems. Only this tip is healthy. I just separated it from the stem. So this is the only thing that's left from my Chrysula merchandi. So when you cut that rotten part, there is very, very little left to root. I'll try. I'll put them somewhere in a dry soil. But that's a goner. That is definitely a goner. Yeah. 4 tiniest little cuttings. And then this one has issues. Look at this. Look at this infestation. So this one needs some serious help, but it has some new growth. And this guy is probably in a bad shape. I already sprayed it. Doesn't look good. And I really love this Echeveria, so I'm going to spray it again and wash it and most likely propagate and leave one. I'll make another video probably soon. So, see you guys.